Hello there, Lake County Library. This is Christy Lewis from the Lakeport branch, and today I'm bringing to you a new book haul of new books. We've got some nonfiction, we've got some romance, we've got some women's fiction or literary fiction. So let's jump into it. But before we do, I just want to let you know you can order all of these for free down below using the link to our library catalog. A lot of them are also available for ebook or audiobook or large type or various other formats, so definitely check it out down below, along with the link to our website, which has so many cool free resources. There's free access to great classics, there's documentaries, there's so much cool stuff to inspire your learning. Please check it out down below. You will not be sorry that you did. Okay. We're gonna start with Powers and Thrones by Dan Jones. This is a new history of the Middle Ages. Dan Jones is also the New York Times bestselling author of The Plantagenets and the Templars. So this book covers 1,000 years, starting in 410, when the once great city of Rome was sacked by barbarians, beginning a time of profound transformation. So this covers from St. Augustine and Attila the Hun to the Prophet Muhammad and Eleanor of Aquitaine. And Dan Jones offers a fresh perspective on all of these things. It was a very rich and complicated world, the Middle Ages. And it was actually formed by many of the same things that form us today. Global pandemic, mass migrations, technological revolutions. You'll find all of it in the past as well as the present. And it offers some commentary perhaps on the future, because you know what they say about history, if you don't know about history, you will repeat it. So also this is blurbed by Dan Carlin, whose hardcore history podcast. I love his podcast. It is the coolest history podcast that I've ever run across. So if you're a Dan Carlin fan, check it out. This is my pick of the haul, which I actually haven't done in a long time. It's like when I run across a book that I'm really excited to read, I'm like, suddenly I remember the pick of the haul. If Powers and Thrones sounds good to you, you can order it for free down below. It is also available on ebook and audiobook, and it was put out by Viking in 2021. Next, we have French Braid by Anne Tyler. This is a literary fiction book that is already a New York Times bestseller from the beloved Pulitzer Prize winning author of literary women's fiction. And if you have read anything by Anne Tyler before, I feel like you can instantly know what kind of style she probably has for her work. It's just so Anne Tyler. I can't think of another good way to explain it. But that's why we have book summaries, right? So this is supposed to be a joyful, funny, perceptive journey deep inside one family's foibles. Definitely sounds like Anne Tyler. From the 1950s up to our present pandemic. So it's like a family legacy saga. And it's so much shorter than you would expect for a family saga. It's not over 250 pages, like it's under that for sure. So wow. The Garretts take their first and last family vacation in the summer of 1959. They hardly ever venture beyond Baltimore, but in some ways they've never been further apart. But as we see them in this story through the generations, we see how they kind of subtly influence each other and how their lives make ripples in the lives of each other. So hilarious, heartbreaking, insightful, definitely sounds on brand for Anne Tyler. If French Braid sounds good to you, you can order it for free down below. It's also available on ebook, audiobook, book on CD, and large type, and it was put out by Knopf in 2022. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing what Knopf sounds like. I'm just pronouncing it phonetically. Next, we have The Summer Getaway by Susan Mallery. So when I first saw this, I thought it was probably just a fun summer beachy read, but it sounds like this one really hits the feels. This was an instant bestseller. How have I never heard of Susan Mallery before? If she has an instant New York Times bestseller, then this is not a debut author. This is Amazon Editor's Pick Best Books of 2022 so far. Whoa. This is about Robin, who has spent all of her life giving to her family and neglecting herself. So with her divorce settlement about to run out and a mortgage that she can't afford, as well as like several dramas happening with her children and friends, when she's offered a summer off to go visit, I think it's her great aunt Lillian, invites her to Santa Barbara for the summer, and she's like, I'm on it. I'm on the first plane, auntie. Hanging out with Lillian gives her kind of a new sense of herself. Lillian is so carefree, which sounds like it's the opposite of how Robin has lived her life. And so she kind of sees the appeal now of taking chances, especially on herself. She's gonna try and rebuild a new life. It feels like that kind of book. And Just so happens that everybody that she left behind ends up following her out to Santa Barbara to stay in the same mansion with her because they just can't live without her. She has a real loving community that she's built around herself, and we're just hoping for the best for Robin, it sounds like. So if the Summer Getaway sounds good to you, you can order it for free down below. It is also available on ebook, audiobook, book on CD, and large type is also on the way. It's on order, so it's not here yet, but you could probably already put a hold on the large type if you would like that one. Summer Getaway was published by HQN Books in 2022. Next, we have This Will Not Pass by Jonathan Martin and Alexander Burns, and the subtitle is Trump, Biden in the Battle for America's Future. So if politics is something that stresses you out, this is probably not the book for you, but it does sound like it has kind of a centrist appeal, which might be nice if you are interested in poli-sci. So this is about how the traumas of this period of American history has stretched our two major political parties to the limit. So he is actually breaching the inside circles of Trump and Biden to give a kind of comprehensive portrait of the divisions that are kind of threatening our American democracy right now. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of books like this coming out that are talking about like the next civil war in America's history and how poisonous our politics are right now, the divisions and all that stuff. So this sounds like a book of that order that's kind of trying to diagnose the problems and maybe offer some solutions. So they are using in-the-room detail based on extensive interviews and access to secret tapes. Oh, secret tapes just always makes me want to like, I have to find out what's on the secret tape. So if This Will Not Pass sounds good to you, you can check it out for free down below. It is also available on ebook and audiobook, and it was published by Simon & Schuster in 2022. And finally, in case that was a little stressful for you, we have a romance. Book Lovers by Emily Henry, also an instant New York Times bestseller. A rom-com lover's dream of a book, says Taylor Jenkins Reid. One of my favorite authors, says Colleen Hoover. So you can kind of tell what kind of book this might be. Emily Henry has some other books out that a lot of my friends have talked about. I remember Beach Read was another one. Boy, she has just a ton of shout outs. Jodi Picoult, B.E. Schwab. Hey guys, apologies. My video cut out yesterday and I don't know exactly where I was in describing this romance book, but if you're interested, it is available for free down below. I'm sure there's an ebook and audiobook copy and probably a book on CD. So I hope that you will check that out, and the rest of the links in the description down below. And that is it for today. Let us know in the comments what you think of these videos. If you have any comments or questions, if you ordered any of these, we would love to know. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.